Hello and welcome back to Sir Bottomus Prime, and today we are going to be looking at Transformers Legacy, Tarn. So, this Tarn, we are going to be looking at him with a throne and the sword from Transformers Cyberverse version of him. Well, first things first, let's look at him in his throne. He looks really good in this type of throne. The throne is from Coronation Starscream. And it looks phenomenal. And you're able to store the weapons on the back. Both of them, if you so pleased. And then you can store that right there if you so pleased. Let's angle it back a little. There we go. So let's look at the figure without his accessories, including the throne. Let's put the accessories off to the side and look at the figure. First, we're going to straighten them all out. Then, we're going to look at his articulation. First things first, he has full 360 at the arm, a nice outward bend, nice elbow rotation, nice elbow bend, wrist swivel, if you can get it past the panel, opening hands to a point where he can just grab onto something. Legs can kick out that far. Knee bend past 90 degrees. Rotation at the waist, or I forgot what it's called. Rotation there. Good ankle tilt, not like crazy, but a good amount. Nice waist rotation, not full 360 due to the backpack, but nice movement if you needed it. So now let's look at him with his accessories on. So you have the sword, which you can put into his hand. Just slide that in. And then you have him ready to fight someone with a blade. Not sure who I have here with a blade that I can have him fight. He can fight Megatron. Yeah, he can do that. You can also store the weapon on his back because there's a 5mm port right there. You can just store it right there. And then you can take his fusion cannons, plug them onto either port on either of his arms, but they recommend this top one. So then we have him all ready. Let's get into some comparisons. Here he is next to Heart of Steel Optimus Prime. Let me move these so you can see him better. Heart of Steel Optimus Prime. Heart of Steel Starscream. Transformers Studio Series Megatron. 86 Megatron. Metal Hawk. And let's take a look with him next to Grimlock. Grimlock's still bigger, but he was a big guy. So, let's get into transformation, shall we? First things first, you want to take off all his accessories. What you want to do with this, you could also connect the weapons together and create a big weapon, but I choose not to and just keep it in cannon mode. You rotate this section right here, so it looks like this. These two tabs and this slot at the front. And then we put these off to the side for now. Next, you want to move his chest up, untab his backpack, because they tab in. We have that tab into that slot on both sides. And then you want to extend his arms, like pull them apart. And then you want to fold his head in, move his arms, remove those little bits, and bring his arms down rotate the backpack, flip these pieces up, and they'll clip in. There's a tab slot, or tab slot, that tabs in. Then you want to continue pulling it out and then rotate all the way, and it will rotate his chest plate up. It'll rotate his chest plate up as you rotate these up. And there you go. There's the front part of the tank pretty much. Next thing you want to do, grab his legs, tab them together, fold down his feet. Bring this down. Actually, wait, no, keep this up. Then rotate his arms so he's in this very weird pose. Then open up the side treads on his shoulders and untab them from the shoulders. And then you want to flip these panels on his arms in and face them upward. And you want to rotate his hands so the palms are facing downwards. This does look finicky right now, but it looks better. Fold this in, and in the arm there is this slot right there that goes into this tab in the leg. And you have to break his knees as well to get this to work. So you tab that in, Yeah, let me angle this down a little more so you can see more of what I'm doing. So you tab the arms in. Via that tab, flip these panels up, fold the treads into those openings in his arms, and they'll lock in. And you fold these down and they'll tab, slot kind of thing. Then you bring this down and there's this circular port or peg right there that you put into that port right there. Line that up, tab it in, and boom, you got that part done. Next part, tab or slots, tabs. Bring this down, and then there's slots, and then tabs. You want to bring this down, bring it back, tab it into those sections, and boom, you have his tank mode without his turret. But where do you put the turret, you say? See these two lines of plastic? They go into these two slots right here. Line it up, plug it in, and there you go. And the way they tell you to store the sword is just peg it into the side of the tank, which looks ridiculous, but also very cool. So let's look into the articulation of the tank. Turret does a full 360. Turret things can go up and down. You can also take them off and put them elsewhere, like here. So he's like a single barrel turret, single barrel tank. But I prefer him having both his cannons, so he looks awesome. So let's get into comparisons, shall we? Here he is next to Heart of Steel Bumblebee, Heart of Steel Megatron, Sunstreaker, Spotlight. Oh, wrong way. Spotlight. And another tank, which isn't Megatron this time, Megatronus, who is a lot bigger than Tarn. But I believe that's it, and that's all. Until the next time, I'll see you then. Bye.